river was polluted like crazy.
Jacked up buildings, right? Like they like moved right? They lifted the
Moved
whole
everything. Yeah,
fucking
there's a
thing.
whole second city underneath where they built generators. I mean, yeah, it's even crazy. They connected it with the Mississippi River then, so it's now in the opposite direction. Currently one of the weird knock-on effects of this attempt, because yeah, we polluted it too much. It became so polluted that there was no drinking water for Chicago, so they reversed the river. Now they got clean drinking water. Okay, problem
Oh, the
solved.
lake is fucked. I mean, for a while.
Well, the problem now is that there's invasive species.
Oh no, it
So
was flowing from the. It was supposed to flow from the
flowing,
lake to the ocean.
it was flowing. Yes, we have now, for the first time, as human species, connected the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River. So that entire water stream is now connected. So where before they were separate. So invasive species becomes a thing. There's a thing called an Asian carp, which is a certain kind of fish that is a very invasive fish that like can survive.
I mean, I know about that.
So this type of shit, like, so now the questions become things like, do you fix these problems? Like, the chestnut was being put to extinction, but people in Syracuse figured out how to make the chestnut actually work against the extinction that was coming upon it by making it able to produce what you're doing genetic modification. So it's not a true chestnut tree anymore. But if you don't do that genetic modification, then the chestnut tree is going to die and it's gone. You just let it happen. So the question is, yeah, what is the
Well, it's
role
dying
that
anyways.
plays?
You're creating a new cousin.
Yeah, but at a
I
certain
mean, you're creating a
point,
cousin. It's not. It's not. It is a different thing that's very close. It's the best you can do. The tree is dying. That's why you're doing it, right? The real tree.
man as a species has at some point reckoned with, like, we've been making a mess, and we're better off, rather than trying to do more work to clean up that mess and go over and over and over more. Like, maybe just get out of the business of fucking with shit, like fucking with nature. Like, figure out a way to work with nature. Like, that's where I think technology finds something new and interesting to me. It's like when we talk
We
about
know
like the
how. We
bricks
know
idea,
how
like
to do it. We
recycling things.
know how to do it. We could do it. We have the tech.
But
We could live
but
light
that's
as
not the
fuck. We
sexy
could
thing
spread
of
out. But we
technology.
don't need the tech. We don't need more tech to do it. We could do. We have amazing shit. If we decided to spread out and live on the land and like, or really move into like cities aren't that bad if you can deal. Like you got to deal with the fucking. But they're already there. You can't really get rid of them very easily. Manhattan's going
Not
to continue. You want to like clean them
they're
up
there.
as much as you can. Like,
We should greenify them a lot. We should have green roofs and more vegetation.
but I think you just let New York for now and build something somewhere in the middle, like in the middle of nowhere, and build your own skyscraper, right? Like I really think we're gonna build a skyscraper,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
a
The
big
skyscraper idea
mother. Well, jack it
is
up
the
like
opposite.
Chicago. Jack it up like no.
I'm saying
Move the
no
river.
more
You jack it
skyscraper.
up step by step. The
I'm
whole
saying
skyscraper
I'm
is
on an
built on
anti-skyscraper.
screws,
What
bitch.
I'm on right now is an anti-skyscraper kick.
But it can be great for the land. A green
I'm on a
skyscraper
kudzu.
can be
You know
amazing.
kudzu? You know the
Yeah,
kudzu
I'm
is
trying to live in
fucking
Tent
massive.
City too. I don't know
I'm
what
on a
that is,
kudzu
but
kick. I'm not a skyscraper. I want kudzu to take over skyscrapers and tear them down slowly over
that
50
will
years.
happen anyways. But people are still going to build some
I don't want
towers
it.
in some places,
I want
right?
people to
For
thrive while that's
hundreds of
happening.
years, people are going to build
I don't
towers,
want
and
it
it's
to
not going to
happen,
hurt people.
but I don't want it to happen when people have died and gone away. I want it to happen with people's permission, and then we thrive in the process. That we have left these cities and we're starting to move out into a more natural way of living. That doesn't mean that we can't still build incredible buildings and have amazing architecture and have great technology. It has to
including
be in harmony with that.
including tall,
Solar
including
panels.
tall. If you're building in the middle, say you're building in the middle of the fucking Sahara Desert, the middle of the Sahara Desert, and you're building a fucking space scraper. No, it's just in the middle of sand dunes. We're taking all the sand out anyways. Remember, the oceans are rising. Listen, the oceans are rising too. Right, the oceans are. Well, there's some animals there, but they move away. They run away from the tractors. You just shake the ground a lot and introduce a couple fucking predators with glasses on that slightly limit their fucking vision. No, I'm gonna read Dune soon. Maybe I'll start reading Dune tonight. Send me a free fucking stolen copy. So you can like what you'd have in the middle of the. I mean, how I don't know how tall you can build with glass. I think the pyramid is the thing. Actually, I think the pyramid of spheres, each filled with water and interspersed with salt, will create like that's the thing though. When if you build this pyramid over a couple hundred years, right? If you fill it with the extra water that's been desalinated or is growing algae, not the outside ones, right? Water can only penetrate through like 40-foot diameter spheres full of water, but if you build that and somebody breaks it, it creates a tsunami in my story, which goes all the way around the earth, literally all around the earth. So people like we're trying to protect this here. It sends water in a ring around the planet, right? Around the planet, and by the time it comes back, the Israelis have left Las Vegas. The Israelis have left Las Vegas, right? The energy of that thing happening, they don't want it to break, but they know someone's going to try to break it. And if somebody does break it, and this is my idea, in a river, you have water and it comes down. Then you just have like a wall. And that wall, the water builds up behind the wall. And then when it gets too heavy, it tips the wall down, right? The wall tips down, and the wall's strong enough to flex back up against the running water, just not against 10 feet. So you just have them all the way down the river, and the fish just have to fucking wait for their mates. Every one of them just like power. It's like, it's huge power. It's huge mechanical power. I'm just saying, Las Vegas is going to eliminate all that shit. Everything's going to be hydrogen. Everything is going to be fucking hydrogen. There's going to be aqua loops under the ocean. There's going to be glass spheres.
We're still, I think the society right now is still caught in like the nuclear dream state.
It's crazy.
We
don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Of this. We're like,
but it's dangerous. It's dangerous for all of us. Hydrogen is not. It's dangerous.
Hydrogen, whatever. Like
the way nuclear is now is fucking.
Getting us up so clear with single use purpose, like being able to they're just like, yeah, you can have a little cube and that produces all the energy. And it's it. Like, Back to the Future had the
flux capacitor.
No, the flux capacitor was the time travel thing, but he had in at the end of one when he went to the future 2, it was Mr.
Oh yeah, that sounds. I don't know what that is though. I don't even remember it, but it's.
Yeah, but he stuffed the garbage in. It was just garbage turned into fuel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was like Mr. Fusion. Mr. Fusion. He had a Mr.
Like a
Fusion.
salad processing unit. SPU.
He was stuffing like beer cans in like old pizza. He was like, yeah. So like, yeah, that's a fun, interesting concept that has always existed of this, like, we can make energy from anything, and that's the nuclear dream essentially, like, and we could do it.
But we shouldn't talk about it because neither one of us wants to do it, and we don't want to do the low power. We don't want it if we don't have to.
So yeah, if we're not going to get people to be okay with it, then instead the only other alternative is what we're calling alternative energy, green energy.
Turn the oceans into hydrogen and oxygen. That's what we do.
Well,
no, that's what you do. And you flood the Sahara in an emergency.
Solar, wind, geothermal,
But what if we just literally
electric, like all these forms of power, figure out how to take energy out from a functional system already, without burning more shit, creating problems.
We could actually make this if it worked out right. The Saharan Sea, when the Sahara is totally dug out, right, it could be fresh water. It could be a huge freshwater lake receiving oxygenation from the continuing desalination project. Like continuing desal, like salt's not hard to store.
You would take the dunes of the Sahara and turn them into a lake.
Well, no, mirrors first. Mirrors and hydrogen.
Well, there used to be a jungle.
Well, then a jungle. We'll turn it back into like something like whatever the computers say with our approval will help us to change global warming without tripping us into global cooling. We're saying the jet stream has stopped, right? People are fucking dying. If we do this, it's going to change the whole pattern, and we believe this is our best chance. It's our best chance to change the entire Sahara into something else, and eat all of that power and use that power where we fucking need it.
That's suffering in that way, like the Fertile Crescent used to be called the Fertile Crescent.
Do you realize it could in an ice age we can burn that hydrogen, right? And we can burn that hydrogen in an ice age, right? If we get enough of it and we store it in glass spheres made of the same fucking material that's providing the power, we can literally burn that hydrogen to stay alive, and we can turn it into water if we're going to die of thirst. Well, then you have a fuel cells are the main way to do it. I'm saying you can use a fuel cell to run electricity to produce heat, and then you save yourself from dying that way. And you have oxygen. Like hydrogen is the greatest thing to have. It's not easy to keep. I got to find out where I'm going. I don't even know. Like, what if I have a feeling like I'll feel like my shoulder and I'll like be fine. I'll be like, yeah, I'm hurt. Like I'm a little hurt. It's fine. I can't. But I want to do. I should do it with them, with somebody. No, not alone. No. So like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do on mushrooms with the fucking kids?
Jump on one.
Jump on a cap. What if I filmed it? What if I did it with them and filmed it? What's gonna fucking happen? They're mushrooms. Like, what do you fucking think? Obviously, Tia would like be that. Like, if it wouldn't happen unless she'd allow it, but I would think about it if she would. I'd be like, listen, sit in the car on the street. If anything bothers me at all, I'll just call you. I'll call you and I'll say, kids, I'm having a weird trip. I'm out. And I'll hand them a camera and be like, listen, go do your own show today. Go to the bike park. I'm gonna do it someday. Dude, Hennessy, my weed, this shit is legal now.
I'm telling you, just eat a little.
But I'd be the happiest with them. I'd probably.
And then see how you feel about what the
Sure, I'll do it one more time, but I think I definitely want to eat mushrooms with my kids. And I don't mean with them. I mean I want to eat them while they fucking watch me. And I mean look out for me. Dude, I will pay them a lot to film me too. It'll be hilarious, dude. I'm fucking nuts.